Hey guys, welcome again to Sage FC, and in this video we're going to be talking about endgame defending in FC25. As you know, there's been a lot of updates to the game so far and the mechanics have been changing from time to time. So now that we're in the later part of the game and defending is a bit harder, there's some trick that you can use to stop yourself from conceding too many goals. So I'm going to be running through 5 defensive tips that you need to know. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below, and also if you want to buy cheap FC25 coin, be sure to check out whatsgaming.net. It's a safe site where you can purchase cheap FC25 coin. If you use my code SAGEFC25, you get a 15% discount on your purchase. So let's jump right into the tutorial. So the first problem we're going to be dealing with here is how to stop the speed boost. We all know the speed boost since FC25 has been a menace in the game. A lot of players abuse it. Even you that's watching this video abuse it too, just because it's what works and it's an easy way to beat defender and get your goal. But on the other hand, it's another trick your opponent use to penetrate your defense. So the simple way to stop the speed boost is simply anticipating when your opponent is going to do it. So once you see the player get into a controlled sprint or it gets into a straight dribbling, just holding down the L1 and moving the ball slightly just before it does an explosive sprint, once it slows down and you observe that it's going to do the speed boost, you have to select your defender closest to that player and move him backwards towards your goalpost. You have to create that space between the player and your defender. So when he finally makes the speed boost, there'll be enough time for you to react and intercept like I do here. So that's the most effective way to stop the speed boost. Just anticipate the speed boost, move your defender backwards to create space between your defender and the attacker. So when it does the speed boost, you just jockey to the front of the player and then you retrieve the ball. So that's how you solve that. And then for number 2 is waiting for the heavy touch. Waiting for the heavy touch is essential when you're defending. You see, one of the big mistakes I see some players making is spamming the stand tackle, not waiting for the player to take a heavy touch. Like in this scenario here, my opponent is dribbling in my box and distributing the ball. All I have to do is jockey and cover his path, then wait for him to take that heavy touch, because when you're dribbling, sometimes the animation takes a heavy touch and that's your opening to press him and go for the tackle. Or better still, wait for when the ball is switched and the player is trying to control the ball. Basically all you need to watch out for is when that ball is slightly loose from the opponent's leg. That's when you press, and you need to press aggressively, because if the ball is very close to his feet, the player can easily dribble you and get past you. But if the touch is heavy and you charge in, it's a 50-50, but most times you're going to win it. So that's another defensive mistake you need to fix. Then for number 3, you need to focus on interception. Interception is one of the key parts of defending, because it's very difficult to do actually, because you have to predict what your opponent is going to do and counter him. You need to be able to read your opponent's game to do this. So one of the easy ways you can see it is when your opponent push you into your half. I don't know if you noticed, when they push you to the flank, he drives up with his winger and then he brings the ball back and then plays a ping pass to the middle, and from the middle they try to play a ping pass to the striker. When they do that, most times your defense is left in shambles because you can't react on time. But once you already know he's going to bring that ball back, your main goal is to try and intercept that ping pass to the middle. So as he cuts the ball back, you are switching to your DM and then you're moving your DM to the passing part where the ball is going to travel through. So when your opponent finally plays the pass, you are there to either intercept the pass or tackle him quickly. This is one way to stop that press deep in your box. The other way is, if the pass is successful, you quickly switch to your CB and push him forward, but that one is very risky, because when you push your CB forward, if he fails to intercept that pass, you're left defenseless. So the safer thing to do is trying to intercept the pass that cuts across through the middle to his midfielder. Try to intercept that pass with your DM and you save yourself from conceding a lot of goals. And for number 4, this is very simple yet very underrated. You have to track the run of your opponent's most dangerous player. What I mean most dangerous player, the person that poses the biggest threats to a goal. Like in a scenario where your opponent is running at you with his cam, there's a striker, but the striker is in between 2 CBs, and then there's a completely open winger at the side making an easy run into your box. You have to switch to your defender and try and track that run, or push him back into the box so he can at least be in the position to win that ball back. Tracking runs should not be taken for granted because it's what keeps your defensive shape intact, because right now the AI defending has been nerfed completely. So doing the second man press is not as effective as it used to be back in February. So you have to do this manually. So when there's a winger or a striker running in behind to your defense, you have to switch to the defender that is closest to that person and move him backward to try and block the long through pass or the ball over the top. So once you master tracking run and anticipating the dangerous runs, you'll be golden. And for the last one is simple. Do not be afraid to do the tactical foul. Most of us already know the tactical foul is a new mechanic they added to the game this year, where you can intentionally foul your opponent in game. That's basically my favorite mechanic in the game, because sometimes when the match is in later parts and you want to keep your lead and you see that the winger is beating you and is running to a dangerous position, you can simply just perform a tactical foul if you are not on a yellow card, and take your yellow card and then reset the play. So tactical foul should be used. They are in the game for a reason. I don't know why people don't use it enough. Most times at the end of a match, I should have at least 3 players on yellow. That's if it's a tight match. But if I'm dominating and I have like 2, 3, 4 goals margin as a lead, you don't need to do that. But if it's a tight game and you need to keep that score apart, make sure you use the tactical foul and use it outside the box. Try not to use it when the player has gotten inside the box, because it's just a free penalty you've given them. So it kind of defeats the purpose, don't you think? So another thing you need to be aware of is if it's the last man of your opponent's player, you're going to get a red card. So be sure it's something you can live with before you do it. So guys, that's basically all for this defending tutorial. I hope you found the tips I gave here helpful and it helps you improve your defending overall. So guys, if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and also smash the subscribe button down below. So guys, until our next video, cheers.